What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Second Take. We're going to look at the other side of the debate that's been raging, especially on Akademiks TV. For a lot of years, man, people laughed at Meek, my Philly hometown brethren, when he claimed that there was coordinated campaigns targeting certain artists. They called him paranoid. They say he was making excuses. They said his decline in popularity was entirely his own fault. There may be a little truth to that, but after recent allegations involving media networks, burner accounts, coordinated online narratives, some people starting to ask, was Meek seeing something everybody else ignored? Now, before we get started, let's be clear. We're not claiming anybody single-handedly destroyed Meek's career, but it's asking whether media campaigns, online narratives have way more influence than many people willing to admit. Let's talk about it. The first mistake people make is focusing entirely on that 89% number, which is the drop in his streams. Then the debate becomes, did Akademiks personally cause an 89% decline in Meek Mill streams? That's actually the wrong question, because Meek's broader argument wasn't simply about streams. His argument was about perception, about narratives, and about who controls conversations in hip-hop these days. Think about it. What happens when every viral conversation surrounding an artist becomes negative? What happens when every meme is negative, every headline negative, every trending topic is negative, every clip?
I'm going to be honest with you. Meek Mill, when he was hanging with Michael Rubin, Jay-Z, Robert Kraft, all he must have been doing is shooting dice, bunny hops, doing wheelies, and flexing his rolling. That nigga learned nothing. Like I'm not even trying bruh. Meek Mill at this point might be like, does anybody know how to tie my shoe?
Eventually, that started influences casual listeners, not hardcore fans, but the casuals. And casual listeners make up the huge percent of music's consumption. Let's be honest. The music industry always been driven by narratives. Why do people rush to support certain artists? Why do people root against other artists? Look at the Kendrick and Drake. That's like Hatfields and McCoys for those old enough to remember that. Why do some artists get labeled legends while others get labeled corny? A lot of it has nothing to do with the music. Public perception matters. Jay-Z's going through immense scrutiny with the Epstein connections, his recent deal with Target, his deal with the NFL. Image matters. Reputation does matter. And in the social media era, those things move faster than ever. If millions of people repeatedly see clips mocking an artist, eventually that becomes part of the artist's public identity. We've seen it happen countless times, not just with Meek Mill, with athletes, actors, politicians, influencers, and musicians. Nobody can seriously argue that media narratives have no impact. They clearly do. One of the most interesting parts of this debate is that even though Akademiks has often discussed his influence publicly, he's repeatedly described himself as one of the most powerful voices in hip-hop. He was number one in hip-hop media, according to the ranking. He's talked about shaping conversation, creating narratives, and influencing public opinion. So if we're willing to acknowledge that media personalities can help elevate artists, why are some people unwilling to acknowledge they can also damage artists? Both things can be true.
He's right, you know.
A platform capable of helping create stars is also capable of contributing to negative perceptions. That doesn't mean one person controls the entire culture, but influence is influence, and denying that influence exists doesn't make sense. The most overlooked part of Meek's original argument wasn't actually Akademiks, it was coordination. Meek was simply saying one blogger is talking bad about me. He was suggesting that multiple platforms often push similar narratives at the same time, especially if that big platform is the tastemaker and kind of establishes what the topic is going to be for the day. There's a downstream impact. Now, whether people agree with that theory or not, we've all seen situations where stories suddenly appear everywhere simultaneously. One account posts something, then another, then another, and another. And then it's in the algorithm. Before you know it, the same narrative being repeated across dozens of platforms. That's how the modern media era works. Algorithms reward engagement. Negative content often generates more engagement than positive content. And controversy travels way faster than praise. That's not a conspiracy. That's just the internet. And we'll use a real example. How many people spent more time talking about Meek's Bunny Hop video than they spent talking about his music? Exactly. The joke became bigger than the art. And once that happens, artists face an uphill battle. Because now, they're fighting a narrative instead of simply promoting music. Whether you think that's fair or unfair doesn't really matter. It's reality. When memes become your public identity, rebuilding your image becomes extremely difficult. And that's where media amplification plays a major role. Does this mean Meek is completely right? Not necessarily. There are obviously other factors: inconsistent releases, changes in music consumption, aging fan base, industry politics, competition from younger artists. All that matters too. Nobody can honestly say that media narratives alone explain every career decline, but it's equally dishonest to pretend that they have no effect. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. So is Meek right? Maybe not about every detail, maybe not about every number, but the idea that organized online narratives can influence public perception, that idea seems harder to dismiss today than it did a few years ago. Because whether people like it or not, in today's world, perception is just as powerful as reality. And that's exactly why this conversation isn't going away anytime soon. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Follow me on Twitter, MPSE, Second Take. I'll be going back and forth, having some fun about these type of topics, man. You know how those Twitter wars go. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. It's your boy Dell. Till next time, salute.
I'm going to be honest with you. Meek Mill, when he was hanging with Michael Rubin, Jay-Z, Robert Kraft, all he must have been doing is shooting dice, bunny hops, doing wheelies, and flexing his rollie. That nigga learned nothing. Like I'm not even trying bruv. Meek Mill at this point might be like, does anybody know how to tie my shoes? Like, Meek, I've never seen. Meek is like, at this point, he's like, yo, does anybody know how to log into your bank account? It's impossible. Like, the shit that I'm hearing him say, I'm like, what? It's either every time Michael Rubin, Robert Kraft, and them niggas got to say something important, they're like, yo, make sure Meek, Meek, could you go get us, go get us that towel over there. Yo, all right, let's talk business real quick while he's out the room. Let's put everybody on game. Yo, did you follow that trademark? Did you do this? Did you do that? Yo, we having this meeting over here. Okay, he's back. Oh, Meek, you're back. How do you do that one thing again? The wheelie? No, do it again. That's how we do it? Oh, man, that was good.